Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I have a bit of an Etsy restock video to do here. So I have a ton of different things. It may be that I'll have to do them in 2 videos. We'll see how we get on. So I'm just going to move things to one side. I've got a couple of kits. I've got a journal, and then I've got these 2 paper packs, which if I show you those first, these are the same. They are both identical. But I get lots of requests for printed versions of my Digis. Let me just move the camera so hopefully I can get this all in. I get lots of requests for printed versions of my Digis. So I have recently invested in a binding machine so that I can put together packs that are, you know, ready printed and, you know, ready to go. So if I just show you what's in here. Now, this is obviously been thermally bound. So I will just mention that when you get this, when tearing your pages out, you're going to need to press this right out to the spine to carefully tear your page out. If you just kind of try and open it slightly and tear it, it's going to tear your page. When kind of pulling your pages out, you're going to need to break the spine and flatten it properly and then pull your pages out. But if I just show you what you get, I think I'm right in saying these are 27 pages, these 2, and each time I do them, they will probably be a different mix of things. But these are, I thought, just a really nice, colourful, fussy cut set. So you've got these, or this collage page. This is from my glue book favourites too. You've got the fussy cut pages from that. Oops, I think oh no, that's fine. The fussy cut pages from that, so it's all there ready for you to fussy cut. It's all printed on, let me try and remember what it's printed on. I think this is photo quality paper. I think I'm right in saying it's 200 GSM. I could be wrong. I printed them a little while back and it's taken me this long to actually bind them and list them. But they're nice quality paper. They're all printed in obviously best quality printing, so they're really nice and vibrant colours. And then you've got collage page there. These are my glue book favourites, set 3. So again, more images for fussy cutting and, you know, lots and lots of fun that you can have here. So, I mean, hopefully you would have a really nice eclectic mix in this, you know, these bound books, that you could really have a lot of fun and, you know, make lots of things like snippet rolls. These are going to be ideal for, because you're going to have lots and lots of different bits and pieces for, you know, fussy cutting and putting on snippet rolls and things, you know, decorating pockets and tags and things like that. You've got lots and lots of different bits. So hopefully for anybody who doesn't have a printer, or perhaps you've got a printer but you haven't got the instant ink program, so your ink is obviously very costly and it's not, you know, it's not really viable for you to kind of print things yourself. These I'm hoping will be really kind of just a really nice set of things. You've obviously got the collage page then from my number tags set 3. So that's those, and then you've obviously got the numbers tags set 3 in the large, you know, the larger pieces there on the final 2 pages. So yeah, I mean, that's basically what I'm hoping, is that, you know, you would get these and you would have loads and loads of fun creating snippet rolls, creating ephemera pieces, you know, all of your nice things. I will just reiterate again, I know I did go on about it, but honestly, I mean, these are thermal bands. You're going to need to break the spine by pressing it right open. I won't do that because of course I will spoil it, but you're going to need to break it right open to pull your pages out. Providing you do that, you should get a clean tear and your pages should come out cleanly. So yep, there's 2 of those, and as I say, I'm pretty sure that they're 27 pages and they're in A4 copy size. So they're the first item that's in my Etsy shop. I'll put those to one side. The next item, I've got 2 kits because I did have, you know, a request for some more kits in my shop. So I've put together these 2 kits. I'll show you this one first and then we'll come to this one. So basically what you're going to get, they're quite large kits. They're not kind of the tiny ones or anything. You've got, attached with this one, some fabric ruffle. It's quite a good length. And I always say, you know, you can just trim this down and then just attach it into parts of your journal. So there's that. And then bulldog clipped on. So you've got a little bow here, just a satin bow that, again, this is all attached just with a bulb pin. and this fabric ruffle is stapled onto this paper pouch. So you would just undo the staple at the back and pull your ruffle off, and that's how you would sew that. You've then got the paper pouch itself, which again, you could obviously use that in your journals. It's got some lace trim at the top. And then tucked in here, oops, if I can get the pieces all out. So tucked in here, you've got a mix of, you've got a little chipboard tile there with a stamped bird. You've got some little stamp pieces on some buff or, you know, craft coloured card. So that's those. Then you've got a couple of stamped images there. Again, they're just on coffee dyed card, but they make nice journaling cards or just extras for pages. You've got here a little vintage book plate, yep, and it's got the brads in ready to be, you know, stuck onto your pieces or project. And then here you've got a couple of decorative pieces, and these are all using my Ramblers Notes kit. So this is a collage page which I created using the kit, and then I've obviously just made, you know, what I would use as a pocket. So if I just pull something in, you would just glue it onto a page and, you know, use it as a top loading pocket or a bottom loading pocket. Then you've got this one, exactly the same. Now these have got scrappy paper on the back, so, you know, you're not going to want them loose around in your journal unless you cover the back obviously with something else. So I do want to point that out. You've got this one, which I've just layered up a couple of butterflies here, so it looks like it's kind of flapping, and it's got like the same butterfly underneath, but bigger. Got a couple of vintage postage stamps, some lace trim, and again, you know, that's just to go on your journal pages. So that's that one. Then you've got these two, which were also out of the same collage sheet. So again, the same sort of thing. This, I think, is a pocket. So you've got a pocket in there, a couple of vintage postage stamps. This one here, again, a vintage postage stamp, this gorgeous green bow, lots of lace and things, this flower down here, and a bird. So, I mean, again, they're all, you know, similar concept that you would use them as sort of pockets and things. Then you've got here one of those beautiful flippy pads, which I have, I think, done a video for this, but I don't think it's up yet. Not my idea. This was scrapbooking with me, her little flippy pads. So you've got that, which has got a mixture of the food coloured papers and things. And that just all goes back into that sort of small pouch. And that's all clipped onto here. Then you've got the paper pouch, which I made this in the X-Pile series. So if you watch that, you may have already seen, obviously, when I made this. I just thought this was really nice because it had the bunnies and things. It just seemed to tie in with the nature theme of the kit. And then, as you can see, it's stuffed full with ephemera pieces that you can then use in your journals. So I'll go through sort of reasonably quickly because obviously there's a lot to cover in this video. So you've got a giant tag there. I think this is a pocket as well. So you've got another pocket there. Again, you could obviously glue this into your journals, or you could just clip it on and move it around. So that's that one. You've got this little booklet pocket here. So I think this is actually an envelope, if I recall. And you've got two pockets here. So again, more room for journaling. You could cut the envelopes open, so you'd have sort of extra pockets in there. I haven't done that, but you could. And then it's all nicely covered on there. And, you know, again, that could just be glued into a page. And then you've got your two pockets and obviously the front. And again, if you obviously cut that open, you'd have extra pockets down the side. So that's that. Then you've got, oops, I might as well show you these that dropped out. So this one is one of those just little pockets, and it could be used as a tag. It's got coffee dyed paper on the back, so it's, you know, ready to go as a tag really. And then you've just got this little piece of stationery tucked into the pocket there. And that's just like that. So it's all just been coffee dyed and inked, not coffee dyed, sorry, just inked up. Then you've got a little envelope piece here. This is from my Songbird papers, and again, it's been coffee dyed. And then just tucked in there, you've just got a little foldy kind of booklet, just with some lace trim and a number tab. That just goes in there. Then here you've just got one of those envelope booklets, and what I've done, oh no, ah yes, I was going to say I thought I'd done it, and at first I thought I hadn't. I've cut the bird's tail so that he's kind of going across the two pieces. got a vintage postage stamp and things. So really nice pocket there again, you know, to have in your journals. Then this is a large, I think this was made from an envelope. Yep. So you've got the top of the envelope here that you could use as a pocket, and you've got obviously another pocket here. And again, that would just kind of glue down onto a page. You've got, you know, multiple pockets. Again, vintage postage stamp, butterfly and things. Then here you've got another little fold out. So this is, again, it may have been made from an envelope, I actually can't remember. But again, you've got those kind of two pockets in here. Beautiful image there of some flowers from a vintage book. And then here, you've just got one of those envelope booklets. So I just then popped in some food coloured papers there, like that. So this I would glue like into a journal kind of here onto the page. I would just glue the envelope flap down and then, you know, tie that up sort of on the page. And I would do that sort of at the spine really, you know, kind of next to the fold. So you've got that piece there. I love how that looks. Doesn't that just look so pretty? I love all those different papers, the bird, the flowers, the vintage postage stamps. Just, yeah, I just love how that looks. Right, then I've got another little one of those sort of pockets that we've made before in the mass making. And then I just stapled together just a little ticket strip with a flower. And that just goes in here. You've got some butterflies and numbers and things and some lace trim. And then here you've got an envelope sort of, I don't know what you would call this, but just ephemera holder, I suppose. So you've got the flap there that you could put things in, and then you've got two envelopes stuck together. So you've got a massive bit in the middle, and then on the other side, you've just got the envelope itself in there. Again, you've got vintage postage stamp and some numbers and things, and then you've got this gorgeous flower, a little tag hanging off with a bulb pin and some lace trim. Again, a little vintage book plate there, and some lace trim and obviously the brads and things. So that's that one. And then you've got a glassine bag or greaseproof bag. Again, it's been coffee dyed, and then I just decorated up the front of it with, you know, various things collaged up and a butterfly and stamped image and things. Then you have a small glassine bag as well, so exactly the same thing. And then in this one, I just tucked in one of my larger sort of number pieces there, like a journaling card. That just goes in. Oops. That just goes in like that. And then the final one, you've just got one of these little envelopes, which I just stick the front flap down so that that's sort of more durable. And then I collaged up a whole bunch of things there. That's an Edith Holden book page image with a butterfly and a number and things. And again, that would just go onto a page and you've got a pocket at the top. I would probably just glue it on two sides, and then you've got your pocket at the top, and then you've got a tuck spot behind, or you could do three sides and you'd have like a side loading pocket and your top loading pocket. So that's kit number one. As I say, I mean, it's a pretty huge kit. You know, lots and lots of goodies. Okay, so the next kit, I just want to give you a quick preview of what it's made from. So the whole kit is made, or, you know, the whole of the inside of the kit, all of the pieces, they're all made from the Lavender Valley kit that's available in my shop. And the reason I'm showing you this is because I had coffee dyed it, and it went that very turmeric colour, which I've talked about before, which I think is due to the paper. And it's such a shame because the paper actually makes the most amazing copies. You know, very, very good quality. So I just want to show you a quick overview of the kit before I show you, or, you know, the digital printouts before I show you the kit, because you can see it in its natural colours. So these are the background pages of the kit, and it's for sale in, you know, the two-part PDF. So you've got the background pages, which are all of these. And just to give you an example, I'm just going to pull in one of the sheets that's actually this particular sheet, which I should have obviously dug out first, but I just want to kind of show you. Can you see the difference in colour? You know, this is obviously very yellow. This is kind of much more ivory beige type colour. So just to give you an idea of how different that really did look. You know, and obviously when I created the kit, I never in a million years dreamt that I was going to go with the black lace. That was not how I envisaged it at all. But once it was dyed in this, you know, very yellowy colour, it actually looks really great with the black. So just to give you how I more pictured the kit, would have been obviously, you know, with ivory laces and very much more delicate looking and, yeah, sort of pale and neutrally colours. But of course, once the kit then, you know, turned out very yellow, once I'd coffee dyed it, I just couldn't resist but tie it in with the black because I thought that that went really nicely with it. So I'm just kind of quickly showing you through the kit. So these are all the background pages like that. And I think there's 14 background pages if I recall. There's lots anyway, lots of background pages, and the whole kit I made just using the background pages. I didn't use the ephemera kit, you know, part of the kit at all, mainly because I hadn't coffee dyed that, so it would have, to me, it would have felt like it didn't really look the same colour. So I love this page, absolutely love that page. And then that's your neutral background page. And then this is the ephemera part of the kit. So you've got one of those file folders. Just trying to think of the name. File folders, a couple of little cards in there, and then you've got, you know, a large tag, a little banner piece, more journaling cards and bits and bobs. You've got a gorgeous frame with one of the lovely lavender flowers in there. Lots of journaling cards and little labels and pieces. Some round tags, another little sort of banner piece, or maybe you call that a rosette, I'm not really sure. And then, you know, this is your final page of all the pieces. So as I say, the actual kit, it's made completely from the background pages. I haven't used the ephemera pieces at all, but I just wanted to show you how the kit looked before showing you, obviously, you know, how the physical kit looks once I had coffee dyed it with that sort of very turmeric-y type shade to it. So okay, so as I say, this has all been made using the Lavender Valley kit. I haven't used any of the ephemera pieces. It's literally just the background pages. But yeah, it was where I obviously used that paper that goes slightly turmeric type colour. And I thought I would just make a lovely kit. And actually it worked out really nicely. So the kit itself, if I just move these pieces, you have got it all contained in that pouch that we made again in the X-Piles video. You've got some Edith Holden on here, some lace trim, fabric ruffle, some Diamante, and then on the other side sort of pretty much similar stuff. And then here you've just got attached with a bulb pin one of those organza bows there, and then here you've got attached with another bulb pin a slightly smaller bow, and again one of my little postage stamp glossy accented charms. It's all bound together with obviously some black ribbon. I thought the black went really well with the kit, which we'll obviously look at in a moment. And then contained in this little pouch, so this is just some fabric that I've just, you know, very roughly stitched around on the sewing machine, pop some fabric across the top and a little button there. So yeah, I mean, it's not a work of art or anything like that, but cute nonetheless. And I've just popped in some of my printable pieces there, some of the photographs, and like that, and then just a couple of stamped images and some more of my printables like that, and another stamped image there. So you've just got a few little bits and pieces there to play with. So yeah, and that's just attached there with a paper clip onto the pouch itself. So she says if she can get it back on, there we go, like that. So I will pull out all of the sort of big paper pieces that you get in this kit. So I mean, it's pretty full, as you can see. I'll just move that to one side so I can show you everything, you know, one piece at a time. So first piece, you've got this one here, which is just a little sort of basic pocket, and you've just got stitching around there. If I just pull in a page again to sort of show you how it would look on a you know, piece of paper. So you could then glue this down on, say, 3 sides and have it as a side pocket and, you know, a pocket here as well. So that's that one, and obviously stitched around here, some lace and diamante, a couple of bits layered up here. Then you have got one of these pockets where you would obviously glue on the folded flaps, and then that would be glued onto the page, and that gives you a nice roomy pocket at the top. Again, lots of layered details there, and some lace trim top and bottom, and some diamante trim. Then here you've got one of those Matchbox books. I don't know why I still can't say that. Matchbox booklets. And again, it's just been stitched with like a zigzag stitch across the bottom. Just tucks in there like that. Like that. And you've got some of that food coloured lace here, which is in a sort of very pretty, you know, it's very pale but lilac colour. And again, a lilac stamped background there for a word. And then a lovely butterfly there that I just punched and stamped, and some diamante trim and some lace. Then here you've got one of those little envelope pouchy things that, again, we did these in the mass make. So you've just got there some bits and pieces. Now I did decorate this on the back, but very, you know, plainly, just with a couple of numbers. Again, they just picked up the lilac perfectly. And then you've got the lace trim and some diamante, and then when you open it up, I just put some of that food coloured paper in there as just a little flippy pad, just for some extra, you know, journaling space, and some lace trim across there. So I thought that's really nice, and, you know, up to you really whether you would have that glued onto a page or whether you would just clip it on and move it around. I mean, I quite like them clipped on and moved around, especially, you know, because it's decorated at the back. So that's that one. Then here, this is another one of those little pockets, again, just stitched around onto there, and then just a number piece goes in there. You've got some stamping, a number, a little butterfly, little label, some lace across here, and some diamante in the black there. So that just pops in there like that. And then again, I would just glue that kind of on, you know, two sides and have it sort of stuck down like that, really. So that's that one. Then this one here, I love how this looks. So again, up to you really whether you would have this paper clipped in or kind of stuck in, really. But this one here opens up, provided I've not glued it down, opens up like that. So you've got here some satin ribbon with that sort of bow effect, and then some lace trim, little stamped image there with some diamante there across the centre of the butterfly. And then when you open it up, you've just got a large label there, which again is like a pocket, and then a pocket here with like a thumb hole, just to make it easier to get into your things, because obviously this goes pretty much up to the fold. So by having the thumb hole, you can actually reach in and get things that are buried sort of further in. So that's that one. And then this one here is a foldy flip. So I just did a stamped image of a postcard, put a vintage postage stamp there, put a stamped postmark across there, and some lace trim, and then just layered up some things on the top. So I rather like how that is. And again, you could just glue it on three sides and have it as a top loading pocket there. Then here I've just made a little tiny flippy kind of booklet, again with some of those food coloured papers. Again, just stitched it in on the sewing machine and layered up some bits on the front. Then this one here is a little fold out booklet. So again, just stitched it around on the sewing machine. You've got a pocket here. You've got one of my little dictionary definitions, a little flower and some lace trim and diamante there. And then when you open it up, obviously you've got journaling space this side, and then just a little flower there that I've inked up, a little label, ticket piece there. And then the top, you've also got then a good size pocket at the top. So again, I mean, I would probably use this as like a tuck spot and just glue it down on two sides, and then you'd have a tuck behind, pocket here on the front, and then a pocket there as well in there, and obviously journaling space there. Then this one here. So this is one of those other opening things, which I don't think we've done in a mass make, but I'm pretty sure I've done a tutorial for. And this is where I've now stuck this down. Oh, why did I do that? There we go. So that just then closes in here like that. That's how it closes. So when you open that up, it's basically just an entire sheet. So you've got the beautiful decorative sheet there. Obviously I've decorated it on the end piece that you see, but inside it's all for journaling. So again, what you could do is obviously glue that down onto a page like that, and then you'd open it out and you'd have all of the inside for journaling, and then that beautiful sort of background page there. So I love how that piece looks, and I thought it was quite nice having the opening at the bottom instead of the top, which is, you know, always the predictable way, isn't it? Whoops. And then I made a little coin envelope, or policy envelope. Not sure really which this would be classed as. And again, you've just got some of that coffee dyed lace down the bottom, a couple of decorative pieces here, and then lace trim across here. And then it just opens, tons of room in there to get things in. And then again, just wrap that around like that. Oops. I'm literally fingers and thumbs today, so sorry about that. Again, it seems to happen all the time, but oh my gosh, there we go. There we go. So it all wraps around nicely like that. And then this piece here, again, I've just put a little tiny paper clip on the edge because this I actually used some of my homemade washi tape, which I just printed on the clear labels from the English Country Garden kit. But it just goes perfectly, doesn't it, with this paper? I mean, obviously the whole kit wouldn't because there's different coloured papers, but just this section that I've cut out, it goes with this kit perfectly. So then you've got journaling space in there, and obviously you'd just glue that down onto your page. You've got a little ticket here and some lace and Diamante, and obviously, as I say, the washi tape, and I would just glue that again like that, and then I've just used my little paper clip at the top instead of the side, and then you've got a little flippy out, you know, pocket. Then you've got this one here, which again is one of those like foldy out pieces, so again you could just add some extra pages or something in here. And then you've got a giant pocket in here, again layered up some bits and pieces, and then some of that food coloured lace at the bottom. Excuse me, I'm going to have to stop and get some water again. And I just love that envelope so much. It just looks so pretty. So yeah, I just love it. I mean, as I say, my obvious choice would not have been the black lace with that kit, but actually once it went the sort of much darker, more turmeric colour, it just was crying out for it, I think. So yeah, I mean, obviously when I created that kit, never in a million years did I think I was going to be teaming it with the black, but for some reason it just does work, doesn't it? So yeah, I really like how it turned out. And then the final piece, I made this huge pocket. So again, I've just got these kind of dummy journaling pages here, and this is again similar to the other one where you would just glue on the three sort of folded flat pieces, so glue them down onto the page like that, giving you a very big, you know, roomy pocket in the side there. And again, this is just decorated up with some lace trim, some ribbon here, bow here, one of my vintage book plates with the brads, and then a stamped butterfly with some Diamante through it. I mean, I just love that. And as I say, I mean, this whole kit has been made using just the background pages. I haven't used the ephemera pieces at all. You know, it really has been just the background pages. So, you know, I hope that gives you some ideas really of, you know, what you can do by just using the background sometimes without even having kind of the ephemera pieces. You really, you know, can achieve quite a lot. The ephemera pieces obviously are quite handy for using as your journaling cards to pop in and things like that. But yeah, hopefully this has given you some ideas. And also, I guess, you know, if you dye it and the colour goes very dark or something, you know, don't kind of despair, because I just think actually teaming it with different lace and things like that has just, you know, well, it just looks completely different to how I would have planned it, and no less lovely. I think it's turned out really, really nice, just not what I would have originally planned. So the next piece is, this is my Victorian parlour journal, which we made quite a bit of this online together. I do have someone who's emailed, or two people actually, who've emailed about this journal, so it may be that this is sold. I will obviously say in the description below if it is. So I have clipped onto the front one of my handmade flowers, and I just attached that with, she says, with a little tiny bulldog clip. I've done that because I know not everybody would like the giant flower on there, but I thought it was quite nice. So I just clipped it on, and then it's optional whether it's kept on there or not. You've got the Hessian, you've got lots and lots of lace here. You've got a piece there from the kit. And then you've got here just dangling one of my vintage postage stamp charms and a little flower there. And the back is just plain Hessian. You've just got the Handmade by Shabbydabbydoodah stamp there and some lace trim down the side. And I think we did this together, so you've got just some ribbon obviously tied at the side as the closure for this. I'm just going to bulldog clip that flower back on. So like that. Right. So going inside the journal. If you followed along with the making of this, I think we maybe did this together. I actually can't really remember because it dragged on for sort of a few weeks because I was doing other things in between. But you've got velvet here on the front. Then you've got some lace trim down here, and that's got the dangly sort of tassels coming off. Then you've got some ruffle down here, which again is in sort of velvet. And then here you've got an envelope pocket with... yes, for a minute I was wondering whether it was an envelope pocket. You've got an envelope pocket which has been run through the embosser, and then I've just stamped over the embossed part as well, tied this lovely black ribbon round, and then I just made a corner tuck up here and this lady here. You've got some doily, and then I just popped in a couple of the round tags from the Victorian parlor kit up there in the corner tuck. And then in the top, this is just one of my copies of one of my vintage letters, dated 1857. It's again just been obviously printed onto coffee dyed paper. So it's really nice and vintage feeling and looking. That just tucks in there like that. Then on the facing page, oops, I'm now struggling to get it in. There we go. On the facing page, I left that kind of plain so that you could take in the lovely background paper. I've just put a velvet ruffle down there. On the next page here, we've got lace trim down here. We've got this piece here, which actually that's a pocket. So I will need to put something in there, I think, unless it wasn't. Let me just have a look and see if I've got something here kind of convenient. Right, got one of Rachel's labels. That goes quite nicely. So I'll just pop that in there so you've got something in there. So you've got a pocket here with one of the banner pieces from the kit, and then take that out. Oh no, you really do forget what you've done. So here I've made a file folder. I've put one of my dictionary definitions on. I've put some lace down here, the word special up here, and I just tucked in a vintage photograph. I think that might be from the parlor kit, the Victorian parlor kit, and then you've got a postage stamp from the kit up there as well. That just all tucks in like that. And then on the facing page, you've just got this little foldy flip here, which I just attached a sort of hinge there with some, you know, some paper. And you've got here a little belly band, and I just put a little ticket tucked in there. And then going over the page, you've got here a little fold down envelope which has been magnetic closured, and it just opens up for some more journaling space in there. So that's like that. You've got lace here and some velvet trim here with some diamante. You've got some stamping, and then this is also a uploading pocket. Anyway, a pocket that uploads from the bottom, and a journaling card from the kit there. So that just goes in there like that. Then here you've just got a piece from the kit, and then you've got some plain page for journaling, bit of stamping here, and then some vintage sheet music, and again some plain page for journaling, another one of the stamps from the kit. On this page you've got then a pocket with again some lace and some cluster of things there, and some velvet ruffle. And then tucked into that pocket, you've just got a couple of journaling cards from the kit. And then at the back, it's also a tuck spot. So you've got, again, another tag from the kit there. Going over the page, you've got these gorgeous decorative papers. And then you've got some beautiful black ribbon down the side with a, you know, faux diamante buckle. Then going over this page, I love how this looks with this kind of ivory lace trim. I mean, it's all very black, and this just kind of adds a bit of a striking sort of contrast. And then you've got some black lace down here, you've got some stamping, you've got some vintage book page up here and some roses. And then this opens out like this, so you've got a pocket in here, and you've got a journaling card, a little stamp with a postage stamp mark, and then that tucks in there. You've got a pocket in here, so you've got a photograph there, that just tucks in like that. And then it's also a tuck spot, and I just made one of those tracing paper envelopes that we did a while back in a tutorial. It's tracing paper onto book page rather than sheet music, and again another photograph on coffee dyed paper, so that just fits into the envelope, and that just all sits behind there like that. You've just got a ticket there on some black lace, and then here you've got some stamping and another little sort of cluster of stuff. Some stamping, some doily, vintage book page, and then going over the page you've got again some lace trim here. I really left this hanging so it looks just really lovely hanging over the page. And what you've got here is, I think this was an envelope pocket that I made. So at the top you've got a foldy sort of flip, then here you've got a pocket where I've just popped in a journal card. You've then got a pocket at the side as well with another journaling card, so that just goes in there. You've got these roses here, got some diamante, got a little bow, and then tucked in the top, so into this where the flap is, I just did one of those little fold out pieces that we did in a mass make. I think we did these. That just unfolds like that. It's just got some lace at the top, and then just wrap that round, and again, you know, just hold it closed with the little stopper there. That just tucks in there at the top, and then in the side you've got again another journaling card from the kit. Then on the centre page, I'm pretty sure that we did do this together. I love how this page looks. It's so striking and dramatic looking. So you've obviously got that lace that's kind of hanging over from the other page. Then we made a huge pocket here, and this, I think we did this as a banner, so you could probably put something in there as well. Then tucked in the side, you've got, what is this? You've got a little foldy piece there. So again, you've got journaling space there and journaling space obviously on the inside. That just tucks under this banner like that to hold it closed, and you've got some roses and obviously some lace and diamante. Lace and diamante down here, some doily, that just slips in here like that. Oops. And then you've got obviously the strings, and then you've got a little cluster down here. And then on this page, again, I love how this page looks. You've got that lovely vintage vintage stamped image, and this is a Crafty Individual stamp, so you've probably seen me use that before. I love how that looks. I mean, with those papers, just wow, goes beautifully. I've got this velvet ruffle, and then some diamante trim and some lace here. And then this is one of those envelope pockets. So you've got a tuck spot with a journaling card here, and then tucked in at the top, you've just got a couple of journaling cards there. So that just goes into the pocket. Oh, this might be a side loading one. It's very hard to remember, isn't it, what you do when you make these things. Oh, maybe it's not one at all. Oh yes, it is, yeah. So that's the side loading pocket there. Some roses down here, then some more pages for journaling, vintage book page, the doily, another little piece there, and then paper clipped on. So you've just got one of those banner paper clips. I always think of these as being Yvonne Preston banner paper clips, because she was the first person I think I saw do those. So that's one of those. And then what we've got there, held on with the paper clip, you've got a few journaling cards from the kit. They're just on coffee dyed card. And then you've got, again, this is one of my vintage letters, copy of. It got very torn with the coffee dyeing process, but I just kind of put some masking tape on, which I thought looked quite nice. It's very crinkly, very vintage looking, very delicate. But I loved how that feels. So that just clips there. More room for journaling, and here. Then on this page, whoops, I have a stray rose there, so I'll just move that out. We've got, again, just a pocket here with obviously a journaling card in there, some lace trim, lace here, and some Varimontes. That goes in here. I'll take it out for the minute. And then tucked into the top, you've just got here just a little booklet. It's just got a couple of pages in there, stitched in just on the sewing machine like that. And then just a couple of bits stitched onto the front and some lace trim there. And then you've got a postage stamp and some vintage book page. And again, I've just stamped a postmark over that. So that just goes in there and in there. And then here again, I love these pages, absolutely love them. So you've got some velvet ruffle running down the side. And then here, what I've done is I've just taken one of the background sheets and cut around like one of the little sections from the corner to make a little tuck spot. So that's all that is. It's got the decorative page and then you've just got this little tuck spot here. Just put some lace and some Varimontes, some lace up here, a little number tab, and then just popped in a couple of journaling cards again from the kit. So they just tuck in there. I love how that works. It's just simple but really works well. Then on this page you've just got one of those little, oops, lots of tying around. One of these little foldy out pieces, she says. Will it fold out? Have I glued it closed? Probably. There we go. So it just closes there. Oops, I've now marked that up a little bit. I was obviously a bit over anxious with the gluing it down, so I'll just ink those couple of bits there. There we go, where it got glued down together. So you've got obviously room here for journaling. You could add a little flippy pad or something if you wanted. Then obviously some decorative details going on here, just a butterfly and the number tab, and then you've just got that string closure, and then some lace trim and Varimontes, and then a little stamp, and then you've just got a journaling card in there. And then here you've just got a little die cut piece on some lace, and then tucked in you've just got one of the envelopes from the kit. So that just tucks in there. Some stamping. And then on this page, again, that vintage sheet music. Oops, I have a stray piece of Varimonte there. And then this is just a banner from the kit, and I've just popped in one of the little double-ended sort of tab pieces. And then more room for journaling, a little bit of lace up there, more room for journaling. And then on this one here, you've got, this is a Patricia Varimontes book page pocket. You've got some tracing paper here, sort of detail from the background pages. I've just stitched that onto the front of the book page. And then tucked in, you've just got one of the round tickets, a piece from the kit, some doily and some stamping. And then you've got some lace trim at the top, some velvet ruffle down the bottom, and a little bulb pin holding on a little tiny tag there. This just closes like that. It's just got a vintage book plate and, you know, one of my printables with some brads there. And then in the top, you've just got a couple of the vintage photographs from the kit, and they just go in like that. And then going over the page, again, I love how this looks. I love all these yummy colours and things, and I really always love the black, you know, lace. Sorry, I just had to grab a drink of water there. So these were the Chelle at the Ramblin Crafter. These are her little, what do you call them, pocket paper clips. So I just made this one and just popped in a little picture from the kit there. So that just tucks in there. Again, you've just got a vintage book plate, and I just put some little pearls on there. And then here, I just was using my lovely wax seals, which I'm really enjoying using at the moment. Put some lace on there and some Varimonte, and this is just literally one of the book pages, background pages. I just folded it down in that weird sort of shape to make a sort of envelope, and you know, you can see there you've got all of the gorgeous page and then some room for journaling in there. So that just attaches with the clip. Again, you've got some lace and some Varimonte at the bottom. That just clips on at the side like that. And then here you've got, again, some velvet trim, and then here you've got a cluster, and that is all on this, what is this? I can't remember. This is one of those Matchbox books, Matchbox books. So it just folds down like that, and you've got room for journaling. And then you've got obviously the cluster on it and a little bit here, and that just all then tucks up here again like that. You've got some Diamante and some lace here, and then you've got a journaling card in the top, bit of stamping and a number tab there. And then going over the page again, this is just that gorgeous background page, so I just left that with some lace trim down the side. And then here again on the inside of the back cover, you've got that gorgeous velvet. And then I just did a sheet music pocket, which has again got some of that tracing paper printed background page stitched onto it. You've got some lace trim, some more lace trim, vintage book plate, and one of my Curator's Collection portraits there. And then tucked in, sorry, you've also got a little velvet ruffle and some Diamante, and tucked in, this is just another one of the envelopes from the kit. And all I've done is obviously decorated up with one of the tickets, a little chipboard sort of button there that I've made, magnetic closure, so that feels, you know, nice and sort of secure there. And then you've got some lace trim and some Diamante. And then when you open that, you've just got a bunch of, you know, extra sheets for journaling in there. So that's that one. And that just all tucks, as I say, into the pocket like that. And then it all just ties together at the side like that. And that's it. So pretty full on journal, fully loaded journal, as I would sort of call it probably. Yeah, I love how it turned out. It's just my type of thing. Oh, I did also bring the ruler along. So it measures 6.5 by 9, just over 9. And then at the thickest part, it's about 3 inches. So yeah, that's that one. So I should just put that to one side. So I hope that you liked everything. And as I say, it will all be linked in my shop. And yeah, hope that you all liked everything that we've seen here. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll all come again soon. Thanks then. Bye.